Piranha 2. The Spawning. The 1982 sequel no one asked for, but someone made anyway. Directed by James Cameron, although legend has it, he was practically kicked out of the editing room. Honestly, watching the movie, you can sort of tell. So here's the gist. At a tropical resort, people start dying mysteriously. Anne gets suspicious. Turns out, a government experiment gone wrong has led to a new breed of piranha that can fly. Chaos ensues. There are subplots involving her ex-husband, her rebellious son, and some side characters who exist solely to be eaten. It's like Jaws, if Jaws had wings, bad dialogue, and a severe budget deficiency. Our protagonist, Anne Kimbrough, is played by Tricia O'Neil. She's a diving instructor and ex-wife of a police chief, which is movie code for, I will be ignored until things go horribly wrong. She's technically the lead, but the script often forgets that. Anne does her best to navigate through a sea of bad decisions, shirtless men, and flying fish attacks. Props to her for trying to carry a plot that's flimsier than a wet beach towel. The villains of the film? Genetically engineered flying piranhas. Yes, you heard correctly. Flying, because swimming bloodthirsty monsters weren't enough. Now they're airborne. Created in a lab by a mad scientist working in a Caribbean resort, these mutant fish terrorize the locals, tourists, and logic itself. They flap, they screech, and they somehow sneak up on people, despite having the stealth of a lawnmower. When it comes to visuals, it's budget conscious. That would be a polite way to put it. The flying piranhas are gloriously awful. Rubbery puppets with jerky movements and the realism of a carnival ride. There's plenty of blood, or at least red-colored syrup, and the effects are so campy they circle back around to being almost charming. Key word being almost. When it comes to sound design, it's best to think stock horror screams, fish screeches that resemble malfunctioning air compressors, and a soundtrack that desperately wants you to feel tension, but instead inspires a chuckle. The dialogue is often drowned out by ambient noise, which honestly might be a blessing. The cinematography swings between serviceable and, was that shot by a snorkeler? Underwater scenes are murky and disorienting, and above water, it's mostly wide shots of actors standing around waiting for something fishy to happen. It has that grainy early 80s straight-to-video charm, though, if you're into that kind of thing. The sound effects are the true stars of the show. If stars screamed like dying pigeons. The piranha's attack noises are ridiculous, and every death is accompanied by an explosion of water, screaming and splashing like someone just did a cannonball into a kiddie pool full of ketchup. Now, the original Piranha, released in 1978, directed by Joe Dante, was a clever satirical B-movie with some actual bite. It had energy, character, and self-awareness, not to mention a decent script and decent performances. Piranha 2 is like its cousin who shows up late to the party, tells weird jokes, and knocks over the punch bowl. The first film leaned into its absurdity with style. The sequel leans, but does nothing more. Piranha 2 is the kind of film that dares to ask, what if nature fought back, with wings? It's schlocky, silly, and shamelessly weird. It's also barely coherent. But hey, if you enjoy rubber fish puppets, mid-air attacks, awkward romance, and 80s scream queens, this one's for you. Just don't blame James Cameron, he tried to leave. So, what did you think of Piranha 2? Cinematic masterpiece or fishy flop? Drop a comment below. Hit like if you enjoy bad movies with big bites, and subscribe for more reviews that go deeper than a scuba diver with a death wish. Until next time, keep your fins sharp and your standards negotiable.